morning. I'm Mayor Tommy Roberts, and welcome back to the Mayor's Table. My guest this morning is David Seifer, who is the Director of Public Works here at the City of Farmington. David, welcome back.
Good to be here, Mayor.
I think this is the second or third time you've been a guest on the Mayor's Table.
Yes.
And look forward to receiving these updates about what's going on in the Public Works Department. You know, we've been involved in what we've affectionately referred to as the orange barrel season here in Farmington. We've had a number of street improvement projects that have gone on during the summer months, and some are still going on. I thought it would be an appropriate time to have you back on and talk about the status of a number of those projects. I think, first of all, what I'd like to talk about would be maybe the status of the 20th Street project. As I'm out talking to people, that's one question that I get fairly often is, when is that going to end? So, David, when is that going to end?
Well, rightfully so that you asked that question, because we had actually 4 projects in one, Mr. Mayor, and that made it really seem eternal. We had a water line main that we replaced, a 12-inch, and a sidewalk project that we're going to be doing. It'll be concluded with an overlay, but also we had the electric company undergrounding their power. Really a tremendous project. It's going to be beautiful when we're done, and the people have been very, very patient with us, but we will have all the lane closures wrapped up this year. Following in April, we will have our sidewalk project again commence, and it will be completed in June. And finally, the icing on the cake, the final overlay will be placed. And until then, I should mention that we have some temporary patching that we just want everybody to be patient with us. It would just cost so much more to have to do everything twice, and it's just really the right way to do it. A little bit of an inconvenience, but it's bearable.
When will the overhead electric lines be removed?
It'll be January. By the month of January, their project will be completely concluded. So we're excited about that.
I think speaking for all of the folks viewing this segment, we'll all be very happy when that project is completed. It's amazing how much traffic there is on 20th Street. It accommodates a lot of folks, a lot of cars. And I would agree with you that people have been very patient thus far. Let's move on to other street improvement projects. What else do you have going on?
Well, ever since May, we've been heavily engaged in our surface management program. So we've been doing asphalt and slurry sill repairs throughout town all summer long. And so that is wrapped up now. We've done actually some work as late as the end of October, where we did some overlay work up on foothills. So the overlay work is pretty much wound down, and we will soon complete the Cal Norte reconstruction, and so we're pretty pleased with our surface work.
How is the schedule determined for what streets are in line for the overlay work? I understand that we do have a schedule, but it's cyclical in nature. How does that work?
Well, what we do is we do a actual condition survey of our streets, and then based on geographic density, if you will, we will put our projects together, our annual projects together. Mm-hmm. So in doing our annual projects, we will try to accomplish those streets that are in the best condition that we can get them in. Let me explain that for a moment. Mm-hmm. A person normally, when they see a road in really bad condition, would say, well, why aren't they putting their money in that? There comes a time when a street is beyond improvement, if you will. There's a street will get into a condition that will cause it to need a full reconstruction. And so we try to catch a street before they go into a full failure mode.
Okay. We also hear some questions about the status of the Foothills Improvement and Widening Project. It's been something that we've been talking about for 2 or 3 years. Funding issues have a way of getting in the way of starting and completing projects. But inform our viewers about the status of the Foothills project.
Really exciting. We have now replaced all the water line. This summer, a lot of the work and the patience that people had to endure was because we were replacing a water line, a 12-inch water line that went all the way from Lakewood all the way to Main Street, down Foothills to Main Street. So that was a huge piece. There is a small piece left that we're going to be working on next spring, but in large part that water line is all done, and so we're really pleased with that. The actual Foothills enhancement project is in 3 phases, and the first phase will be bid out this spring. So we're excited for that. That'll be a real good improvement.
Just really briefly remind our viewers what Phase 1 entails.
Phase 1 takes us from Holmes to Rinconada, and what that does is it widens the street. We'll have actual bike paths on each side of the roadway, with a multi-use path also for equestrian and other pedestrian use off to the side, separated from the roadway. So that's going to be a very nice improvement.
We'll look forward to starting that work and ultimately completing it, and that'd be a great improvement for Northeast Farmington. One of the consequences of some of the improvement that we've been doing on our street system is that our traffic signalization has been interrupted, and it has not been operative fully in the way that we want it to be operative going forward. If you will, address that issue.
Sure. Well, most of our traffic computerization, if you will, we can program the way certain legs operate and respond to the public as they approach a signal. And that detection system, there's really 3 main ways, but the most common way and most least expensive, most economical way is by having traffic loops, actual metal conduit that goes into the roadway. Well, when you repave and you mill a section of roadway out, it's actually often a casualty. And besides that, there's usually a 20-year life on those. So we have about 26 intersections out right now that need to be replaced, and that will happen all during the month of November. So we're excited to get that done too, because you'll notice as you pull up to a traffic signal, sometimes they're not responding to you, and you're looking both ways and there's nobody coming because it's on what we call recall. It's an automatic timer.
Yeah. We've had some calls about that problem, and but what you're telling our viewers is that that should be resolved in the next month or so.
Yes, we're excited about that. It's something that has been for the projects for the last 2 years we've accumulated, so now we're able to bring in a contractor and get that done.
Okay. Well, David, those I think are the issues that I wanted to address in this segment of the Mayor's Table, but is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'm just really impressed. As you know, I've only been here 3 years, but I'm impressed with our public, with their great attitude. They seem to have a vision and understand that these improvements are necessary, that these improvements are for everyone's good, the good of the whole community, and their patience and their professionalism is very much appreciated.
Well, we appreciate those words as well, and I know that I've had a number of people make that comment to me. They understand that these are necessary improvements. They're long-range improvements, and they're for the better of our community. David, thanks for being with me again on the Mayor's Table, and thank all of you for tuning in this morning. We'll look forward to seeing you again next Monday.